back again with a bang this time round. It's the Champions League final, baby. Yeah, as always, we have Anthony on board. Um, we're here again to discuss great things that has happened specifically for United this week, last week, and the occasion of the weekend, and that is the Champions League final. How are you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm great. Just eagerly waiting for the big event today.
Good to have you back on the channel again, as always.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's a pleasure, having you here. The rest of the lads, I think they'll join us a little bit later. But without wasting time, it's been a week since United won the FA Cup final, and even before the final, we were hearing things like, the manager has already been sacked. You know, on Monday he's going to get his resignation letter. No, his sacking letter, and that is it. United was, according to what was happening last week, by now, we the fans were expecting that maybe we would be having a new manager, or there is going to be, a new manager search going on right now. But it's been a week since we won the final and nothing has transpired. So I want to ask you, Anthony, why is it turning out like this? Because is it lack of a plan from Ineos, or they have gone back to the drawing board again and they are assessing their decisions? And what do you think is going on?
Personally, what I think, they're just fearing to disappoint the fans. You know, they are seeing that the fans want the manager to be here next season and maybe forever, but for them, they already made their decision. So they feel like if they go on with their with their with their decision of sacking Eric, they feel like they are sensing that the fans will hit back on them, and that raises some questions. It raises a lot of questions because you have been here since when did they come? Did these guys come in February? Something like
Welcome to the
that.
channel, Davis.
All that time,
Thank
you
you,
cannot
Lance.
tell me that all that time you cannot tell me that all that time you're not reviewing the manager, and you're waiting for the season to end, and you're reviewing the manager. This was the time United was supposed to be in final details. Now the players, a certain player is supposed to be signed right now. We're supposed to be like a deal is closed right now, but still, uh, today we are hearing Tosin is going to Chelsea. You know, also there are also some claims that the Crystal Palace winger, what's his name? Uh, the Crystal Palace winger, anyway, that he may also go to some other club. So this time, instead of Man United focusing on transfers, they're still delaying on the manager. Either I don't know what is. I don't know why they're like that. It feels like they're not that different from Glazers. And some of the fans already knew. No, there is no fan that wanted Ineos. Maybe there are some few fans, like 30%, but most of us wanted Qatari. And these are the consequences of having an owner who is not 100% owning a club. The Qataris wanted to own 100% of the club. So maybe by right now they would have already sacked so many people. The sporting director would have already been there, and things, and right now probably would have already like been. I'm not saying the United should be signing someone right now. At least they should be. We should be in active talks with the players, but there's nothing. They are still reviewing who to buy. They are still. This is what happened. This is what has been happening for the past, ever since Ferguson left, and it is still happening. So yeah, probably they just fear what the fans will say after this. But if they think it's correct, then let them just do it. We are tired now. We are tired. We are tired. And I think even the journalists are also tired, making up stories every time of the same thing. Every journalist is coming up with his own story. Probably, I think they're also tired. They should just come up with a decision, either to back him, either to sack him. Personally, now, I am tired. Yes, I want him to stay, but whatever the reason, whatever the verdict is, let it just happen and we move on. We cannot spend eternity on this. There are other things that need to continue. And other clubs are moving. As United is still reviewing on the manager, other clubs are moving. Chelsea is going for Tosin. Maybe they'll also go for the Crystal Palace winger. Maybe they'll also go for uh, maybe they'll also go for the LB Leipzig striker. Someone else will also go for Todibo. Someone else to go for Diamond. Someone else to go for Fana. For you, Man United is still reviewing. Yeah, so probably we shall end up signing Casemiro's. Shall end up signing. Yeah, what Vegas. It will be. It will still be the same thing.
Uh,
Mm.
Thank you for your submission. Like I was watching Mike Phelan on Talksport, I think on
Mm.
Wednesday, and he was giving a very important and interesting point. It was like since Ineos took over the club, what they have been hearing is
Yeah.
only noise.
It's words only. Words. Words.
It's time to act. They have a decision
Yeah.
to make with the manager right now. They need to
Act
act.
now.
You know, we have seen several
Mm.
decisions at the club that needs to be taken by now. Even the Greenwood one,
Mm.
we have been left oblivious. We don't know where Greenwood will be next season. So I think Mike Phelan was right. Ever since he took over, yes, you have very interesting things you want to do at the club, suggestions and that. But right now, it's time for decision making. The season is done. The summer is here. Make the decisions that are needed.
Mm.
If they want to sack Ten Hag, they should come forward and they should leave alone this ding darling around with the fans. We were looking for a very serious summer as a club, and now the summer is starting, and we still don't know who our next manager is. If you're backing the manager, come forward and say, just like how they did on the women's side, they came forward, and because majority of the fans, the women fans, didn't want Skinner to be the manager next season, you know. And Ineos came forward and said, we are giving Skinner one more season, and we shall do, you know, our thorough, our thorough kind of auditing. I don't know about the manager, something like that. But they first give him one more season. And that is what they should have done with the men's team as well. You've just come as owners. If you're not sure of what decision you're going to make, what I'm saying is these guys should not do to us what uh, the Chelsea owners did with Tuchel. They just came into the club. They didn't know what decision to make. They sacked the manager.
Mm.
This is the guy who had won a Champions League, and we're finding ourselves. I'm not saying FA Cup is like Champions League, but to us United fans, we have not won trophies in like some 6 years in a row, 7. and this manager gave us trophy. So if you're sacking Ten Hag right now, yes, we the fans are not going to be happy with it, but make a decision. That is what we're asking. Over to you, Dennis. We have seen the FA Cup final got done last week, and there were news that Ten Hag was already even sacked. You know, but following 1 week later, the manager himself even doesn't know where his future lies. He has gone on holiday. We don't know what is happening behind the doors, but all we can agree with is that Ineos needs to make a decision, whether it's to come forward to the press and say we are backing the manager. You know, they need to make a decision. The question is, what do you think is happening? Why are they taking this long to come forward and give information to the fans?
Yes, thank you, Langs. I I expected the Ten Hag decision to should have been done by at least Wednesday, this past Wednesday, because because that's what the news was like. That's what we all expected. Because you cannot say that the board is having a meeting. I think it was Monday when the board had the meeting about the review of the season. So you cannot tell me that the meeting has not yet ended. The meeting ended, and there have been more days after that. So it's now 1 week since the FA Cup final, and we are still in the same place. Like we are still in the same place where we were last week. Like we don't know what is happening, what decision they're going to make. So I am also puzzled because these decisions of the manager, they're supposed to be just like Anthony said, they should not take a lot of time like they're trying to figure out something. Actually, this is something they should have started working on even before the season ended. Like in case they're to remove Ten Hag, who is the next manager coming forward, this thing should have been very prompt. Like they shouldn't take like a week. It's not even beyond a week, and we are still in the same place as we were. Like fans don't know. Like fans have no idea of who is going to come in if Ten Hag is sacked. They even don't know if Ten Hag will be sacked. So I honestly don't know what is going on. Like I don't know what's going on with these new managers, these new guys owners. So I agree with what Anthony said. Like if they're going to sack him, let them sack the guy, and they should replace him immediately, so that we can do other things. Because there's a lot of work to be done, like by the club. But it's not just the Ten Hag decision. That is just the very first part of it. You need to first get the new manager, then start. You agree the new terms with that manager. If you're going to sack Eric Ten Hag, you have to get a new manager, and you have to agree on the terms with that new manager, and then on the plan, and then on the contract. So there's a lot to be done, and we are still here 1 week after the FA Cup final. We don't know what is going to happen. We're in the same place we were last week. So I don't know. Like I honestly hope that maybe beginning of next week that we, that issue is settled on the manager. So uh, for I personally I want Ten Hag to stay because now I think it's too late to start going out looking for a manager. So he should just stay and then work with the team and see how to improve the team. So yeah, that's my take on the manager decision. Like, and I don't know what these guys are planning, Ineos and the rest, because they can't seem to decide on that manager decision. Because I don't know I don't know what their plan is up to now. You can imagine. So I don't know.
Yeah. In fact, all of us don't know because they have never spoken anything to the media. You know, we saw Radcliffe last time give a statement to Sky Sports, and he absolutely dodged that topic of the manager. So we the fans, we have been left. oblivious. We don't know what is going to happen with the manager. But all we have is hope that they're going to keep the manager. Now, Anthony, I want to put this question. Do you think Man United as a club and we the fans, we are paying for the consequences of the Glazers letting Ineos buy that stake instead of selling the club 100% to Qatar?
Yeah, I think 100% we are. Okay, not us, not because for us, we are not in Manchester, but the fans that are 100% responsible are those in Manchester. Hmm? Because when you look at football owners, it's not only at Man United where they have been bad. They have been bad at AC Milan, at Inter Milan, at Sevilla, at Valencia. Even at Valencia, the guy is still surviving somehow. But they have been bad at so many places. You look at Sevilla, at AC Milan, Inter Milan. The fans were boycotting. But when you come to Manchester, when you come to United, there are no fans boycotting. They just boycott on social media. When they come back, when they come, when they come back, when they come back, they on the weekend they go and buy tickets. They go and buy jerseys. They go to the stadium. It's like they forget everything. They just sing a little bit there. They sing a little bit and they forget. When Bruno Fernandes scores a goal, they forget. So that has been the problem at United. The fans, those ones that are in England, those ones that are in Manchester, they have let us down a lot. They have let us down. Mm.
We saw during the protest a few fans representing our views as the fans, international fans, but
Mm.
it wasn't with solidarity. I think there are some United fans in Manchester that think there are more fans than the fans that support the club, and I know UK has a culture of being conservative. Probably that's why they don't like even ultras, and maybe that's why we do not see as much protest as we see for other clubs like Napoli. They finished like 10th, and their ultras like
Mm.
summoned the first team. They were lecturing them. We
Mm.
saw with Milan also before they won the league. All that happened,
Mm.
and the UK culture, I feel like it's so conservative. For fans, first of all, go extreme, like we see in France, we see in Germany, we see in Italy. But yeah, the fans have their fair share of letting the Glazers first of all remain up to now and letting them sell only 25% of that
Mm.
stake, to Jim Radcliffe. Because if you're to follow the polls, for example, on Twitter, when the news broke that Ineos wanted to do a deal but buy like only 25%, you can heartily say majority of the fan base was not in support for that. Because that was like giving us another vibes of Glazers manipulating the fans again. And yeah, for that we had nothing to do as fans, more so international fans. Um, so yeah, Dennis, do you think we shall pay for this as a club and as fans for this football club for letting that 25%, go through? It wasn't us, but our current owners, the Glazers. But yeah, at the end, we have to pay for the consequences as people that love these great football clubs.
Yeah, of course. We shall obviously pay. But I don't think there is, I don't know, like, if there is much that we could have done, we as the fans, because there was that point where we clearly every Man United one, like every almost every Man United fan wanted the what the Qataris, the Qataris. So like that was like during that period, every Man United fan wanted the Qataris to come and take over. But somehow I don't know how it happened, but we ended up getting Ineos. So for me personally, when we got Ineos and with all that stuff of the 25%, he didn't even come to get the whole club. He just came and he came with a proposal and said, I want to get 25% of the club. So all that, when I heard of all that, like I lost a bit of hope because I didn't think they would take us. I didn't think Ineos uh, and his mate would rise Man United. How we all want it to be. Like Ineos was in charge of Nice, and he's still in charge of Nice, and we're not seeing anything positive going on there in Nice. So I wasn't hopeful when Ineos came in. But also, I think as we the fans, there's nothing else that we could have done. I don't know what more the fans could have done to stop the sale. So yeah, unfortunately, we shall also take the fall. We the fans.
Yeah, I think that is that. We didn't have much as United fans, more so international fans, to influence that decision. But if Ineos um, came with intentions of making a statement and changing what had been happening at the club, then by now we would be expecting a statement on the status of the manager. Because what we fans, I think we do not want to happen is being behind schedule, for the summer. There are clubs, as Anthony said, there are clubs that are already doing business behind doors. And United right now, they're just even making short list. I saw some post from certain journalists saying
For
they're
United, they are still inquiring. If you watch this, if you watch Fabrizio's YouTube channels, United is still inquiring. West Ham, they have already signed a player. West Ham has signed a player. Crystal Palace, they're about to sign a player maybe today or tomorrow, and they still want to sign Job Bellingham. Chelsea are about to sign a player maybe today or tomorrow. Newcastle, they wanted also Tosin, but they have already signed the other one. But United, they are still inquiring on Bournemouth left back. We are inquiring on Michael Olise. We are looking at possible left backs. Till when, man? Till when?
and it's a deja vu, isn't it? It's deja vu.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
the old United we know is what we are
Mm,
seeing transpire right now. But let's wait and see what happens especially in 1 week, because that is going to be crucial for Ten Hag. I think in 1 week we shall have a proper picture of
mm.
the
And
decision that
and
the
for me personally, if they're not sacking him, it's not a must. They say that we are. It's not a must that they bring out a statement. We are backing Eric Ten Hag or what. They could just, as a club, they could just maybe post some pics there with Eric Ten Hag, post some final pics with Eric Ten Hag. What, maybe saying like, maybe saying uh the tours, the next tour, the squad for the tour, the team that will be going for the tour, and they also put their Eric Ten Hag's name. You know, I don't think they need to. If they are keeping him, I don't feel like they need to come out and say that we are keeping Eric Ten Hag. I don't think if they need to do that. I don't know. Maybe they'll do it, or maybe you guys think like it is better. But for me, I feel like if they are backing him, and these guys publicly, they have said that the problem at Man United is not the manager. The problem at Man United is the environment where these managers are working. My, this Man United has had very great coaches, but they have all failed. So, publicly they have already said that we are backing Eric Ten Hag. So right now, I don't know, but they can just do something there. They can just be creative with their media channels and the rest.
Yeah, I for that we can only wait and see what will happen next week. But there's
Mm.
another, it's a Champions League week, and yeah, we all love the Champions League final, and it's unfortunate United cannot compete right now. And one of the major challenges have been what we have been talking about, the Glazers and all that.
Mm.
But it's been 13 years since we last participated in the Champions League final. And that is a long time, That is a long time for a club like United. There are a
Mm.
lot of things that have been happening for that not to happen. 13 solid years. And this can only show how much we have fallen. We have fallen down the pecking order, as a club. Because we have seen Chelsea play in the Champions League final during COVID. I know there are bums, but this can only prove that we are more bums than them, at the moment. Because clubs like United need to be going to the quarters, leave alone even quarters. That is below bar. The same is we need to be
And yeah,
involved. We
same
need
is
to
should
be
be
involved.
something regular.
We need to be involved in that
Mm.
mix, that excitement that comes with it, the knockout games. And we
Mm.
haven't been seeing United do that for 13 years, you know, in the Champions League. We saw in Europa League, but Europa League is not what we are made for. This football club is a crown jewel of English football. We should be in the mix of the Champions League final semis. And I don't know what that brings to you as a United fan, because majority of us here were at least, of age when we saw our last Champions League final at Wembley. And it was a rush in adrenaline. I know we lost, but it was fantastic. It was nice, to see your club doing that. So, what do you think has been responsible for all this build-up of United being out of the final and semi-finals for 13 years, Dennis?
Um, there are so many things, but I think the big one is we have to talk about the Sir Alex Ferguson effect, because when I don't know how many finals we reached when Ferguson was still there. I'm not sure, but I think there are more than two. I think more than two.
Like 4 or 5.
I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. So, well, but it still goes back to the Sir Alex Ferguson effect, because when he left, we saw what happened with the club. We saw how far off the club fell. Like, it was just like the club, a massive decline by the club. So, when you say that we have not been in the final for 13 years, and when did Ferguson leave us? I think it's also about 12 years ago. So, uh, Manu has just, I don't know how we have managed to lift some trophies, but Manu has not been performing to the level where they're supposed to be. Because, fine, you may say that we lifted a few trophies, maybe Europa. Ole came in and reached, I don't know how many finals, but it wasn't, he didn't even go near the Champions League final, because we know what the Champions League is. So yeah, I think it is ever since Ferguson left, we have not yet been that club that we used to know. So money money is, you can argue and say money is an average side, like because of the way we have been performing for the last 10 years. Okay, fine. We have a few trophies that may may try to give us some hope, but you can even see how we have gotten those trophies. Like it has not been that convincing. Like we could
Apart
we
from
can
this one
see
here against Man City.
apart
But even
from
that one
this
was
one
scrappy
against
because
Manchester,
look at Coventry, how we beat Coventry.
even
Yeah,
it was
man.
scrappy because Coventry, we can clearly say for every football fan, they would say Coventry deserve to go to the finals because
Mm. But we
we
are
just
three
don't
nil
think
up.
exactly. We were 3-0 up, and it was in the 70th minute. We were still 3-0 up, but it ended 3-3. So Manu has never been convincing ever since Alex Ferguson left, and that is the biggest effect um, that is still affecting the club up to now. So
Mm.
where we are right now, I can't even say that in the next five years we shall reach a UCL final because we can see where we are. We are still struggling. We still need to get a squad
Mm.
together. We still need to get the right players. We don't know if we shall get the right players in. We don't know. We don't have a style of play. We don't know if we have a manager going next. So there are so many issues. The club, the the stadium itself has issues. So, and when it comes to Champions League, this is where the top teams perform. Like you can see the teams that are performing. Even this season, we have a final between Madrid and Dortmund. For Madrid, I can't say anything because we all know what Madrid has been doing for the past years. And Dortmund, fine, you may say they're also a struggling team, but Dortmund, they have a culture. Like they have a culture there. You can go to Dortmund and see like things are being done in the right manner. So you can't be very shocked when you see a team like Dortmund going to the final because we have seen how they do their things. They're a great team. When they may not be as consistent in their league, but when they were in a tournament like the UCA, when they arrange themselves, they can reach where they reach right now. So it's only the top organized teams that get involved in the UCL. We have seen how Arsenal was the big threat because we have seen how organized Arsenal have become this season, the past season. So I don't think we can be surprised where Arsenal have reached. Like Arsenal fans, they now have that hope of reaching a UCL final because you can see the progress they've made and where they've reached so far. So I think as a club, Man United, we are still far. We are still far from dreaming of going to the finals UCL. So we just have to take it step by step. Hopefully, we shall get there, but we are still very far. And I think it still goes back to when Ferguson left us. Like we have not yet been able to go back to the level where we were. That's my take. That is take. I don't know about
Yeah,
Anthony. What do you think? How
for me personally, also, I go with you. What you're saying, I go with what you're saying because Ferguson was the one man army. So when he left, he was like, it was like nothing else is gone. He was the sporting director, he was the technical director, he was the coach, he was the manager. He was almost like next to the CEO. So when
Yeah,
he and at that
you're
time, and at,
right. There, it has been like a build up, for United to find itself. It's been like a build up for United to find themselves where, where we find ourselves now.
yeah, so and at that time, yeah, Ferguson, he could find a way of dealing with the domestic cups, but when it comes to Europe, man, yeah, he had to improve his team, and he didn't have. I can say he did not have backing. Man United didn't start backing their manager since Alex Ferguson. There were so many players that were going to Madrid, were going to Barcelona, instead of coming to United, and United ended up signing. United ended up depending on academy kids like
Are you guys hearing me?
Tom Crevalle, Danny Welbeck. Yes, those guys, they might win you the league, but when it comes to Champions League, they cannot do anything. They will be competing with guys like Benzema, who are also almost their age. Yeah, so I think the problem started with Alex Ferguson. The problem started with Sir Alex Ferguson. Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, as I say,
Mm.
we are still very far away from the Champions League dream, like going back to those stages, the finals, the semis. So because you can just like I said, we are an average side. Now that's
Mm.
where we are. We have to be fighting top fours. We have to be fighting for the FA Cups.
Yeah, but for
So
next season, um, the new Europa League, there is no more teams from Champions League falling back to Europa League. So United has a very good
yeah, that
chance in the
is
Europa League, and there is no Sevilla, there is no Villarreal.
yeah. There are so many strange rules
Yeah,
coming in next
so
season.
for
I don't
next
know how
season,
it's
you
going.
never know, we might win another trophy. And if it is Eric Ten Hag, then the guy would have won 3 trophies in 3 years. That is big.
And I see that happening. By the way,
Yeah,
I
it
see
may
that
happen.
happening because imagine we were to
Mm.
stay with Ten Hag, and Ten Hag delivered
And
us.
because
This time it's
and
a
you know and you
Europa.
know these guys will be he will be it is also like a point when signing players. In the last 2 years, we have won 2 trophies. You come and we win another trophy this year. Not like in the last 6 years we have not won any trophy. You come to Man United. Man United is a big club. Players will not. They may not accept. Mm.
Yeah, I feel like if the next season maybe if that's of course if we are to continue with Ten Hag, if we maybe aim for the top four
Mm.
spots and go with the Europa a Europa League trophy, I think that would be a very good season. Again, I think it would be a very good season compared to other teams in England.
Yeah, yeah. We shall see. We are hopeful. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see what happens.
Mm.
I think
Oh,
the last topic was the Champions League final. Our predictions. Um, for me personally, I don't think there will be an upset today. I'm not seeing any.
it's obvious. I
But
think
but 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 Trey is supporting Real Madrid.
yeah, yeah. Trey is supporting Real Madrid.
Do you think there might be an upset?
and
Dortmund might win.
nah, what I
Mm,
think is it's very possible for that there can be an upset, like because Dortmund is a very tricky side. Like I wouldn't be shocked if Dortmund went away with it today. But as you all know, Madrid is always that team, that club in the Champions League that we know that they have never lost a UCL final since the 80s, I think. So I think Madrid they'll get it done today. Fine, Dortmund I know they have a few surprises here and there, but I know Madrid will manage to get it done. I just don't know. I think it's just a Madrid thing. I just have that strong feeling that they will not lose the final.
mm.
So it's 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 a it's a tricky game, but I think Madrid will manage.
Yeah, personally, that is what I also think.
Yeah.
And the
So,
last
but
time, the
I'm
last
not
time Madrid lost the final, you have to go back to 1981, something like that. You have to go back to the 80s. And do you know who
yeah.
they lost against? They
To
lost
who?
against Alex Ferguson.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Against United?
No, no, against Aberdeen. Ferguson was in Aberdeen. Was at Aberdeen.
Oh,
Mm.
wait, that was so Ferguson has what, like three UCLs.
Yeah, 3 UCLs. But at that time, it wasn't. It was called European Cup. It was
Yeah,
not
yeah,
called Champions League. Yeah,
yeah.
like the format was somehow different.
But
Mm.
it still counts. It still counts.
Yeah, but it still counts. It's similar to Premier League. Before it was a different format. And then like in 19 what I don't know,
Mm.
in 19 something then that's when they moved to that's when they changed it to the Premier League.
Yeah,
Mm.
but those stats are mad. Like Madrid, they have never lost a final since the 80s.
Like since 80s. United should also be like that. But I think
You know,
United, it has always been a one-man army. It has always been the manager, the manager, the manager.
yeah.
Mm.
And back then, when it was Ferguson, that's why I
Yeah.
still respect Ferguson up to now because this guy was able to deal with
Mm.
the players. These are not like world class players. Ferguson started with these average players, and he was still able to keep the
Mm.
team together. So
Yeah.
Are you
So
guys hearing me?
yes, we are hearing you.
now you're back.
I've had a technical and that is
The
a
host
bit
is having some
short.
technical issues.
Yeah, I think
What do you think the prediction will be?
for the Champions League final, I think I think Madrid is Madrid. We all know that. But if you're to see based on performances this season from both sides,
Mm.
I think Borussia Dortmund has
Yeah.
convinced me more than Madrid because I watched
Even even when you look at the last 5 matches, Dortmund has
yeah,
won 4 of the last 5 matches.
even the group stages. I was seeing Madrid struggling against Arab
Yeah,
leagues
yeah.
and almost cheating, and we saw even against it felt like Madrid cheated, you know.
Even
so
even 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 RB Leipzig.
Yeah. So Madrid
Mm.
has always, I feel like they've always been benefiting from circumstances in a game. And if Borussia Dortmund approaches this game like how they played against PSG at home,
Mm.
it's going to be a win for Dortmund. I know Madrid has quality, but Dortmund on that day, they will give Madrid, a run for that money. And they're pretty balanced. They're pretty balanced side, and they work very hard. They have Marcel
Mm.
Sabitzer there. and Sancho looks like a different player. Like he has a point to prove. So I'm going for Dortmund, but Madrid is
Mm,
Madrid. They might
mm,
be dead, but one moment like this, everything seems to be clicking for them, and they're live again. So it's going to be very interesting to see uh, Madrid maybe go a goal down, and you see how they react. Because we saw how solid Dortmund were against PSG away. They won 1-0. I think with the most clinical defensive performances I've seen in the Champions League in recent time. Ever since
mm,
Mourinho knocked out Pepsi's Barcelona. That was a
mm,
clinical defensive performance from Dortmund. And it's going to be
mm,
very interesting to see Madrid go a goal down and see how they react to that. I know against Bayern, they
mm,
went a couple of goals down, but Bayern, they're not as disciplined as Dortmund defensively, isn't it? So it's going to
mm.
be interesting to see. But I'm going for a Dortmund win. I think Dortmund will win either 1-0 or like 2-1.
Yeah, it may happen. And these days there is a way this like there is the less favored team in these big matches. Like for instance, the way Atalanta played against Liverpool, or even against Bayer Leverkusen, or the way Man United played that first half against Manchester City. It's not like they sit back to defend. They just make it uncomfortable for the opposition to play their football. And if Dortmund, if they can do it again today, probably they'll have good chances.
Anyway,
Mm.
Anthony, what you said is true because these past finals, like the underdogs have been taking it.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the anyway, this previous one, Olympiacos and Fiorentina.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe some might argue that Olympiacos was the underdog, but Olympiacos was kind of the underdog to me. Because
Olympiacos.
Fiorentina, for me, I expected Fiorentina to lift it by the because this was their second time in a row to reach that final. So I expected them
Mm.
to get the job done. So today we might see something else. Who knows? But
And so far, Conference League it was an underdog, Europa League an underdog, FA Cup
yeah,
underdog.
yeah. So I
even you
wouldn't
know
be
even the
surprised.
Carabao Cup, even the Carabao Cup, Liverpool had so many injuries. They were playing kids only.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Against Chelsea, right?
Yeah,
Against Chelsea.
even Bundesliga was won by an underdog. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's an
anyway,
underdog story. This, you know, it's not nice to say United was an underdog, but that is how
But
we find ourselves right now. Yeah, so
yeah,
we
that
are
is
an
that
that's
is the
underdog.
how. Yeah,
situation, right? You just have to accept.
Yeah, we played like underdogs as well. Against City. So we
Mm.
were an underdog there. But for the Conference League final, I watched it and I felt like Fiorentina needed to win that final because they were there last season and West Ham won. In the final minutes. And again, this season again, and me as a
Mm.
person that has been following Fiorentina, I actually know their hustle, man. These guys have been hustling. They've been prioritizing Conference League for the league. That position has always been poor in the league because they prioritize Conference League. And that coach I think,
Mm.
is a very ambitious coach. He's a good coach. I would love to see him in a big club. Italiano is a very good coach. Maybe if he takes on a club like Lazio, we would really
Mm.
see what he's capable of. But if Dortmund wins, I think the world is happy. I saw someone last time say he doesn't know why United fans work for work
Real
for
Madrid.
Madrid, yet they came and took our player in his prime, and all they give us is scrap, but we are working for them
Mm.
every time. Why do you think it's like that? I want to ask you guys, like, do United have some bit of soul connection with Madrid or something?
I think we do, but for them they don't. For us,
They don't talk for us.
It's like we are simping
Like
on
we as
them.
a Man United,
yeah, yeah,
we have
exactly.
been going for yeah, you cannot. But it's also levels where we are right now. We have to go to
Mm.
Madrid and get their qualities in their aging
Yeah, yeah,
period.
and another thing is which player can we convince to move from Real Madrid to United at his prime?
Exactly. No one. You
No
like
one.
there is literally no
Yeah,
one.
no
I
And
know
one.
that's
United,
where we are.
Hmm?
I know United is football heritage to us, but I think Madrid is a bigger football heritage. When it comes to players, to footballers.
Yeah, for them, if they come for Ganacho or for Maino and they tell him you'll take that position and you're going to win for us trophies, he's going to believe.
But Mino
But
is cannot. Mino,
you go to Rodrigo
Mino is
and tell him, "Hey,
outdated.
Rodrigo, hmm?
I don't think Mino for any money can leave United for Madrid.
What of
Who
Ganacho?"
knows? Who knows?
Ganacho
Even
can
mine
leave.
is good by the
Ganacho can leave. Ganacho lived in Madrid and we signed him when he was like 14 years. So,
He was signed from Atletico, something like that.
but he
Yeah,
loved Real Madrid more. I think he felt that. I think
mm,
Madrid's academy did not sign him up. Then he went to Atletico.
Atletico.
Yeah,
Most of these players they have similar stories. Maybe they went for trials at United and they ended up at Arsenal. Or they had trials at United, then they decided to take McTominay over him. So, mm. So guys, I want to thank you again for this, for taking your time. Hopefully, we are going to have a very good weekend today, and see you again next week.
oh hold on.
Mm.
Anthony, which team are you rooting for in the finals?
Madrid.
Madrid,
yeah,
right?
for Madrid, they're just proving that point right.
For me,
Madrid. I've liked Madrid. Yes, I liked Madrid more when Ronaldo was there, but even now, I just like the way they play and the way they set up their team.
No, I just, me, it's not like I'm a hater or something. I don't like
Mm.
Barcelona, right?
No, guys, I was wrapping up.
Because I feel like my first love when it comes to football is United. So I don't like Barcelona. However much they play in a different league, I don't like them. I don't like Madrid. However much
Mm,
they play in a different league, I will never like them. But I would maybe if they're playing a team I hate more, I
mm.
would go for them.
You go for them. Mm.
Dortmund is a nobody. You know,
No,
I know.
nobody hates them.
Yeah, I know many United fans do not want them to win because of Sancho. He's going to brag about it or something.
Of course, also, of course,
not
also.
many, by the way, not many.
But
Like
I want Sancho
I
to win.
feel like
He's
for
our player.
United fans divided.
I also don't want Sancho to win.
I want him to win. He's our player.
Ah, his head will be too big now. He'll be too big.
But we
But
still know
it's been for a
we can
reason.
one.
Hmm.
Anthony, imagine he scores the winner. Like he scores the winner today.
They might sack Eric Tanak the next day.
Anyway, actually, for me, if there was a jersey that had half of it yellow and half of it white, I would put on that because I actually want. I'm happy for both sides. I'm a Madrid fan, but
if
also Dortmund is
if
my
it
FIFA
was
team.
possible for both teams to win.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dortmund is my FIFA team.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, so guys, let me wrap up again for the second time. We thank you for taking your time and see you next time. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Peace.